Hey y'all, hope y'all are doing phenomenal. Finally launched my YouTube page. It's my first of many videos to come. I'm going to launch one video every single week. It's going to be every single Monday, like a Monday motivation on how to live a happy life, how to be successful, and how to be motivated. Being a manager and working with lots of people through the years, I've really discovered something personally outside of all the research. Okay, if you want to talk about stats, statistically, they're saying at any given moment, we have 220 million children and 1 billion adults that are suffering from anxiety, depression, conduct disorders. Okay, now think about that. Another study, we are more depressed now in our have it now, have it fast, millennial generation, all the phone, the technology. We're more depressed now than we were during the Great Depression. Think about that for a second. We are more depressed now than we were during the Great Depression when they didn't have anything. What's wrong? There's a disconnect. And something I really want to do is help people live a happy life. If you know me personally, if you work with me, if you're around me on a day-to-day basis, you kind of hate me. Not really, but you hate me. My closest friends, the ones I really would call my friend, tell me they hate me on a regular basis, okay? I'm not fake, I'm not phony, because you do have to vent. You do have to talk about what's wrong. You do have to communicate with people. You have to express your emotions. You don't just bottle it all in so then you explode. What frustrates them all, I'll give you the best example. So 2 weeks ago, we're sitting about to close, and we had like 2 or 3 managers talking, and then we had one of the security guards who were really close with talking, and we said, "Oh, Prince, you lost everything, right?" And literally one day, I totaled my car, and my wife and kids were gone when I got home. Okay, one day, and that's a lot to handle for a person. I felt like I went through about 1 week, maybe 2 weeks. I wouldn't call it depression. I would say battling and dealing with the grief of the loss, accepting what happened, trying to realize what I did wrong, what happened. But you still have to grieve. You still have to face reality, and you're going to be sad. Those are real emotions, and you have to battle through that. So in my mind, I had about, I say a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, okay? These guys were like, "Prince, you were maybe sad for a few days, maybe a weekend we give you. And then after that, you're back to Jolly Prince." Because it's not a fake show. I've realized at a young age, a very important principle that I will live by for the rest of my life. And if anything, when I die, I'm going to say a majority of the people who really know me are going to say that I did everything I could to live a positive lifestyle and to teach others and everyone around me how to live a positive lifestyle. And it started when I was 18 years old. The first video, you have to know the background. You have to know why I'm so adamant about living this happy lifestyle, why I'm so adamant about being positive all the time, and why I believe that it equals success. And whatever you want to say success is, whether it's your career, whether it's your family, whether it's your life, at the end of the day, you want to be happy. And you determine what's going to make you happy. You determine what you feel is successful. And these principles, no matter what you think is success, will help you accomplish that goal. So like I said, I have to go back, okay? Many, many moons. So we're going back 18 years old, okay? I remember I just left college for a little sales job. I came out and I was selling door-to-door security systems. I had braids. I barely spoke proper English. I mean, when I talk like that was how I talk. You couldn't even hold a conversation with me in a business world and understand what I was saying, all right? So I had this guy who was with me. He was selling security systems, and he was actually performing at the end of the summer. He was going to be fighting in Las Vegas. I mean, he was a young dude. He's only like 20 years old, little dude. I'm like, "How are you able to fight in Vegas?" He said, "Prince, read this book." is the Think and Grow Rich, one of the many books and principles that I talk about. Think and Grow Rich teaches you 13 principles, 13 steps on how to conquer your subconscious mind so you can get anything, literally anything you want in life, written a while ago. So I implemented those principles, okay? I said, you know what? I don't want to pursue my college career anymore. I want to be an owner of my own dojo. All right, so let me explain how this went down. I did exactly what the book talked about, Think and Grow Rich. I wrote down all my goals. I did everything from step one. Had a piece of paper that I read every single day, detailed from the T, the dates that I would accomplish my goals. So I literally can still see it because it was programmed into my subconscious brain. I wrote down, I said, I'm going to be cage fighting, and I'm also going to be a black belt by the year 2008. Then, by the year of 2010, I'm going to be not only fighting, but running my own martial arts studio, all right, and making my martial arts instructor close to $300,000 a year. That was my goal. Now, I didn't put down the number yet at the time, because at that time, I didn't even join the dojo. I was serving tables. After I left the door-to-door sales, I was like a little summer job. I was going literally serving tables and then going next door to a karate studio that I went to. I just walked by after I wrote these goals out, walked next door. And he offered, I couldn't afford the martial arts classes, so I mopped the floors and I cleaned. I cleaned the toilets. I cleaned the floors. I mopped and thinking back, I can't believe I did any of that stuff. But I was hungry. I wanted it. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit. I go from mopping the floors to pay for my lessons to a year and a half. Keep in mind, this was only a year and a half. I was head instructor, had 250 students. I had almost 20 instructors under me, / employees, who I was directing and coaching and talking to at the young age of 22 years old. So at 22 years old, I then became his program director. I was able to sell and sign up to 20 to 30 new members a month for this man. So little did I know when I wrote on a piece of paper that I wanted to be, cage fighting. I wanted to be running this martial arts studio. Not only was I cage fighting, not only was I doing all of this fun stuff, I was also being more successful than I could imagine. And one of the number one principles that I had to realize, in order to accomplish those goals, I can't be negative. I can't let negative thoughts go into my mind. So let's fast forward and go on to the next part. I knew I could not be a martial arts instructor for the rest of my life. That was a dream I wanted since I was 5 years old. 5 years old. All I wanted to do was run a martial arts studio. I had it. My son grew up in the studio first few years, got to see me teach instructors. That was a dream for me. Now we move on. We go on to, that's not what I want to do. I don't like kids. I hate to say that. I love my children. I don't like kids, so I can't teach children for the rest of my life. So what am I going to do? I decided, and I remember to this day, I told my ex-wife, I told her that I'm going to be a manager in 6 months. I'm going to be a GM in 2 years. And then in 3 years, I want to be a GM of the #1 store for the Chancery. That was my goal. I remember she said to me, "You ain't gonna be no fucking manager." Excuse my language, all right? Told me I wouldn't do it. Didn't help motivate me because that's negative. Some people that works, but negativity, especially for me, I don't like any negativity. I try to drown it out, erase it, not let it go into my mind, because all that's going to do is bring more negativity towards me and not allow me to accomplish my goals. But as we keep going, not only was I a manager in 6 months, I was a manager at that restaurant in 3 months. Within a year and a half, I was the GM. And then after 2 years, I was at the GM of the Racine Chancery. And if you know anything about the Racine Chancery, we were amazing. We had tiki bar on the lake, beautiful view, connected to a gorgeous hotel. It was amazing. Beautiful restaurant, beautiful bar. Everything that I put on a piece of paper, everything that I envisioned was that and more. It was to a whole nother level. But unfortunately, it was a smaller company. It was the Chancery. I even, cool story about that. 10 years, I go full circle. The same store that I was serving at, 10 years later, I'll say about 8 years, I was the general manager of the same store that I started at as a server. Traveled around, moved around, boom, became a general manager of that location, okay? But it still wasn't enough. Had the family, had the kids, we wanted to bring a new child into the world, so I needed more income. So I put down, I want to make 10 more grand a year. That's what I need to do. 10 more grand a year is what I need to do to hit my goal. Put it down, of course, Got that lovely ex saying, oh, you ain't going to do it. Oh, you're not going to be able to do that. Blah, 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 blah. Very important. Anybody negative in your life, eliminate them as soon as possible. Do not allow that negativity in your life. All it's going to do is make it harder to get to your goals. You'll still do it as long as you're able to stay positive. But it's really difficult, like I said. So not only did I get the 10 grand that I wanted, I had 2 different offers that were offering me at 2 different restaurants. Boom. I ended up going to Applebee's. I was at Applebee's and I took on more than I can chew. That was kind of the start of my urban world, my urban location. A little bit of racing, but that was nothing compared to what I dealt with at Applebee's. Really hard to stay positive, really hard. But then I went on to another book, which I'm going to be discussing a lot, between Think and Grow Rich and How to Win Friends and Influence People. I read that book and understand, okay, a lot of the things that I've been doing, I need to change. I need to work on my character. I need to work on the way I'm talking to people. I need to work on this and work on that. And I started, instead of just working on being positive, I started really focusing on these very important characteristics about me. No arguing, no criticizing, how to build people up, how to just be a whole other level of a leader and a coach. Then, after Applebee's, I knew because of the location, because of the environment I was in, I needed more money. It always came down to more money, and I needed 10 more grand, okay? Because of my family, because of the lifestyle I was going to be living, and not even about fancy stuff. It's about, you have these children, I want them to have a good life. I needed 10 more grand. Use the same steps that I've used since I was 18 years old to get every single one of the goals, every single major goal that I've ever wanted to accomplish in my life has been achieved. And now I'm sitting literally at the best job of my life. Yes, it's stressful. No, it's not easy, but I love my job. I love what I do. And I can't tell you enough, if you follow me every single week on Mondays, I'm called a Motivation Monday, okay? Hashtag Kuumba Life Fitness. Those who know me, you already know I got to throw that out there. But follow me every Monday. I literally want to talk to you guys every single week. And I want to help you achieve every single goal in your life. I want you to be the best version of yourself through positivity, through exercise, through just being a good person, giving back. That is what I'm going to teach. So subscribe. You don't have to do it now, but eventually you will. Thank you, and I appreciate every single one of you.